up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry that I missed a week of posting. As you can tell by today's title, we're doing a get ready with me. I like to say that when I talk a lot and talk repetitively, you'll see me either mumble or my mouth will get a little watery and I lose breath. Why? I don't know, because I work out every day. Like, I'm not out of shape, so why the fuck do I lose breath when I talk? Also, like to say that my camera's over here. I'm gonna be doing my makeup in this mirror. I don't have the 2014, 2015 beauty influencer setup. Anyways, we're doing a chit chat get ready with me because I haven't done one in a long time. I did ask my Instagram for some questions, so we'll take some of those and see where it takes us. I put clips in my hair. Usually I put a headband because, I'm sorry, this is something that I've been wanting to say and I was gonna make a TikTok about it, but I haven't yet. But when I see girls doing get ready with me's on TikTok, and this is no hate at all, I'm just confused on how the fuck you can do this. When I see girls doing get ready with me's and they're like this, they're like, yeah, so get ready with me, and they're like doing all their makeup with their hair in their face. How do you do that? How do you like put foundation on and let your hair like sit there and potentially stick to your makeup? I cannot do my makeup with my hair in my face. If I can be bald and do my makeup and then like put my hair back on, I would love that. Have y'all ever like watched a video and it just completely changed the way you do something? A while ago, I saw this video of this girl saying like, oh, when you wash your makeup off or you rub it off, make sure you get into your hairline because makeup sits in there. And like, you know, people were showing the makeup they had in their hairline and I was like, oh my God. After that, completely changed the way I clean my face and my makeup. Now when I wash my face, I like, you know, circular motion into my hairline, get it all out. Finding out that makeup sits in your hairline not only changed the way I clean my face after I have makeup on, but it changed the way that I put makeup on. Anyway, so now I'm like super freaking big on like not getting makeup in my hairline. I'm starting with my eyebrows. I literally use this Got2b gel that like you can use for hair. I just use it for my eyebrows. Since we're on the topic of eyebrows and I'm doing my eyebrows, I know I got this one question. Someone said, how was it dealing with social media hate at a young age? So if you don't know, I started social media when I was 14 years old, and I started on Musical.ly as They Love Arii. I started with my friends. I started with one of my friends, Ariel, baby Ariel. We did say we were sisters when we were young because it was just like, oh, we were so close. We were basically like sisters. And it was just like a fun thing to be like, oh, my sister. Like, you know, when you're so close to somebody, you just start calling them your sister or like your cousin. Yeah, that's basically what me and Ariel did. So nowadays people will be like, what? Best friend? I thought you guys were sisters. I'm like, oh, you guys really believe that? I blew up and went like viral, I guess, very fast. You know, obviously in the beginning, if you know, me and Ariel weren't really friends. Like, we were friends right when we started making Musical.lys for fun. And then summer happened and like boy drama happened. Like, we have a whole YouTube video about it. And we stopped being friends. So when she was blowing up, I started blowing up literally right at the same time. And like all of our friends kind of were on her side almost. So I was getting hate in the beginning because people were like, oh, you're copying Ariel, blah, 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 blah. Always getting hate for like having really light eyebrows. So people would be like, oh, why are your eyebrows so light? Did you shave your eyebrows? Do you have cancer? Like, literally to the point they'd be like, do you have cancer? And I'm like, no. People would go to the extent of saying that. They would say like, oh, you shaved your eyebrows. I'm like, yeah, I definitely.
I'm not sure.
Literally nobody was talking to her. Then Mr. Rice Gum, if you guys don't know who that is, he's also a YouTuber, and he started making these videos about me and all the other musers at the time. He made like videos about how cringe our, like how our videos were very cringy and stuff, and he blew up from those videos. Then like some of us would be like, oh, those videos are stupid. Like, we would just talk shit back because it's like he's talking shit about us. We're gonna talk shit back and say stuff about him. So then he started making these diss tracks on like all of us. Like, anytime one of us would say like, oh, his things suck or whatever, like he's stupid, you know, we were like 14. He would make diss tracks about us and then, you know, all that stuff. So after he made the diss tracks about me, the hate got really worse. Like, I literally had hundreds and thousands of comments of people just being like, L, you're ugly, stupid, like, where's your eyebrows? Oh, bitch, like, literally all this stuff. I put up a front, obviously, that I was just like, oh, shut up, guys, like, fuck the haters. A part of me didn't give a shit because back then I was just like 15 years old and I was like, I literally don't care what any of you have to say about me. Like, you don't know me in real life. Like, who are you people? But I feel like subconsciously and like internally, those hate comments did affect me because my whole entire life I went with like, you know, my eyebrows. Like, no one ever said anything about my eyebrows. Like, nobody saw me that way. Everyone was just like, oh, this is Arii. Like, once I started getting hate about my eyebrows, obviously, like, I might have thought it didn't really affect me, but it did because I started filling in my eyebrows. So I definitely developed an insecurity from all those comments talking about my eyebrows, and you know, I probably didn't realize it at the time. So definitely dealing with that hate fucking sucked, because I feel like subconsciously it had me develop a lot of insecurities and stuff, to the point where like I would not go out the house without my eyebrows done. I wouldn't even go to sleep with my, like, I hated wiping off the makeup of my eyebrows. I would just go to sleep with eyebrows on. So I think I just did my best to ignore it, but there were times where I was like, okay, you're gonna talk shit about me, but I'm gonna talk shit back. And then people are like, oh, don't do that because you're giving them what they wanted. And I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, sometimes it's okay to choose violence, you know? And then for foundation, I use the NARS light reflecting foundation. This shit right here is liquid gold, and I use the Refi brush. I don't know. When Monet McMichael, if y'all don't know who she is, she's another influencer on TikTok. I would always see her do this, like literally this fucking swirl with her foundation and this brush, and I was like, why does that go, like, why does that look like your skin? Like, it doesn't even look like a foundation. So I was like, I'm gonna try it. So I bought the brush, bought the foundation, and I've used it since. And it's not heavy. That's why I really like it, because I honestly hate the feeling of like a ton of makeup on my face. I hope I answered the fucking question about like how I dealt with hate at a young age. I think I did deal with it. There was no like, you know, strategy to it. It was just like, okay, these people just are fucking terrible and they're projecting their own feelings and emotions onto me. So no matter what you do, there's always gonna be negative comments. There's always gonna be people talking shit. Like, there's always gonna be like that one person or those group of 10 people that just like literally are jealous of you, or they're miserable themselves, so they just project. I'm gonna do my contour, my blush. I'm using the Makeup Revolution concealer, but just in a darker color, and it works well for me. And as you can see, it's very fucking easy to blend. And I'm using this Real Techniques brush, RT200. It says it's for face, like foundation, but I really like it for blending in my bronzer and blush. Do y'all ever feel like the tiniest pieces of like lint or hair on your face, and you're like, I have to find it, where is it? Now for blush, I'm not like the best at makeup. I think I just do like good enough where it like looks good on camera. Because people will always be like, Ari, can you do a makeup routine? And I'm like, girl, I'm not that good at makeup. Like, I think I just get lucky. But I am using the NARS OG Orgasm Blush. It's a liquid blush, and I kept saying that I wanted a liquid blush because I just feel like it's easier to blend. So I got it, and I fucking love it. It's just so good, and it's so easy to blend. Like, literally, look at this. I'm also still trying to figure out like my placement for blush. I don't know where like it fits on my face structure, because you know it's different for everybody. Now I'm gonna do concealer, and I started using the Makeup Revolution concealer because, again, Monet McMichael posted a video and she was like, oh, Makeup Revolution concealers are my favorite right now. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that, because I can never find, oh, I just put it in the wrong spot on my face. I can never find a good concealer, and I actually really love it. And then I just used the LA Pro concealer, the LA Girl Pro concealer, you know these. I get literally the white color. I get it for the inner corner because I really love the look of like a bright under eye. But while I'm waiting, I'm gonna get my powder ready, and I'm using One Size Beauty setting powder. I have the pink one. I have the other one too. While we're waiting for my concealer to set, let me find another question, because I've just been rambling. Somebody said makeup tutorial. Here's your makeup tutorial. Someone said, what gives you dedication and motivation for the gym, making foods, doing laundry? So started going to the gym because I was like, I want a fat ass. That's literally the sole reason. I've tried to go to the gym since I was like 14 years old. Like, I've always tried to like work out and exercise. So I've tried many times. I tried in 2021. I was going consistently for like 4 months, and then I had surgery, so I had to stop. And then after that, I just never really went back. Till like a year later, I started going back to the gym. It's like I've been going since last January of 2022. So I started going with friends, helped in the beginning. Like, I started with my best friend as well too. Like, me and her were going a lot together, so I think that helped a lot. Like, I had like motivation, and then once like I couldn't really go with anybody anymore, like I had to go by myself, that's when like the discipline kicked in. And honestly, like once I started seeing the tiniest progress within the first month, I was like, oh yeah, like I want this. Like, I feel like you have to want it enough to keep going, but it's all about discipline, honestly, because motivation won't get you far. Like, yeah, you can be motivated, but you need discipline in order to keep getting yourself to the gym, to work out, to eat, and all that stuff. I feel like that's just the best way I can explain it. Like, I don't know how else to explain like how you need discipline. You basically just like need to hold yourself accountable. you need to hold yourself accountable. Once I got over like the hill of like being afraid to go alone, I just started going more and more, and like the more progress I saw, the more excited I got to like keep working out. So as long as you get to the gym, like that's the first step, is like getting there, showing up for yourself, and you get over, you know, the anxiety of being in the gym and people staring at you or people judging you, which by the way, people don't. People may stare, like there's definitely creeps that stare, there's definitely girls that stare, but you have to just like literally not give a fuck. But once you get over those steps, you'll be like, okay, I can do this, like I'm gonna show up for myself, I'm gonna be more consistent. And once you create like a routine for yourself, I feel like I give the worst fucking advice. I made a routine for myself. Okay, I'm gonna get up at this time, I'm gonna make breakfast, and I'm gonna go to the gym, and I'm gonna come home, and I'm gonna do the rest of the shit I gotta do. And obviously it's not as easy for everybody because not everybody has such a flexible schedule like I do. But once you figure out where you can place that into your routine, I feel like the same way for other things, cleaning and doing laundry and all that stuff. Once you find a spot for it in your daily routine, then everything else it'll just be easy for you to do. Guys, I feel like I give really bad advice, but I guess to sum it up, the way that I get motivation or like discipline to do things, whether it's going to the gym, cleaning the house, doing laundry, I'm like, okay, I know if I get this over with or I get it done, I'm gonna feel so much better afterwards. It's just like my makeup. I honestly hate the whole process of getting up, sitting in this chair, doing my makeup, but once I get started, I'm like, okay, this is fun. Like I'm having fun. I'm listening to music. I'm gonna feel good about myself when I finish this. I think just showing up and getting up is what matters the most, you know? Now I'm about to do my nose contour, and I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one's a very like warm summer tone. I feel like I need to get more of like a cooler brown. I feel like I talk so much. I hope this video was like somewhat enjoyable. I hope you feel like we're like on FaceTime or something. As long as it looks good from the front, I don't care. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer on my nose. Now I'm gonna go over my blush again with this Sephora blush. I need to get a better one, and I'm just using the same blush brush. Now I'm going to take the white setting powder and bait. This one is actually gonna sit up under here. Let's see what other question. How has being an influencer at a young age affected you? That's another good question. Dealing with a lot of hate at a young age does suck because it's like I don't really have room to be a kid. I kind of have to like already gain that tough skin or whatever and just like deal with people's bullshit. Growing up in the public eye at a young age, whether it was like millions and millions of people watching me or thousands of people watching me, I feel like I didn't really have room to like be a kid, grow up, make mistakes, because you know so many people were watching me. It definitely affected me. I feel like I didn't get the normal childhood, teenage years, which is like, I'm not sitting here being like ungrateful. Like I'm really fucking blessed and grateful to have done things that most people on my age didn't get to do. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I wish I didn't have so much people watching me and able to grow and not be judged and like, you know, shit on and all that. It definitely affected my teenage years, you know. As I'm baking, I'm just going to do my mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes because I do curl them and I know it's bad, but whatever. I feel like I barely gave you life updates. Life update, back in January, I moved out of the house I lived in with my roommates and moved into my own place. When I moved in, I was alone, so I was scared. So my boyfriend started staying with me a lot. And then eventually he moved in because there was like reasonings to him moving out of his mom's place, and it's not bad reason. It was actually good. He was doing stuff to benefit his mom more. But honestly, like living alone, it's definitely like a learning experience. I moved out of my mom's house 3 years ago, but I always lived with a roommate since I moved out. So like moving on my own was very scary. I'm using the Maybelline Sky High mascara. This shit is so good. I'm trying to think of other things I can, you know, update you guys about. I will say dating in your 20s, like a serious relationship in your 20s, is very different from a serious relationship in your teenage years. Dating once you're over the age of 21 is very, very, very different. And like, yeah, obviously Arii. I love how when you do mascara, it's like you can barely talk because you're so focused. Let me wipe off this shit too. I literally use this old ass, I don't even know if it's expired. Like, does makeup expire? I don't even know if the packaging looks like this still. I use this old ass Fenty Beauty highlighter for my nose, and I use my finger because why do I need a brush when I could just do this? Now I am going to do my little tiny winged eyeliner eyeliner, so I'm gonna start really small today. And you know what's crazy is that I could barely do a fucking wing eyeliner like 3 years ago, and I just like put myself to the test of like learning how to do it slowly but surely, and I learned. My camera's dying, I need to hurry. I used the Amani Morphe palette. Now that I'm done, I'm going to set my face with this One Size Beauty setting spray. This shit is so good. This is what Beyonce was just using recently, but I had bought this a couple months ago. I love it because it instantly dries. It doesn't leave you a wet face. And I have sensory issues. I'm just gonna use this NARS dark brown to emphasize my little beauty mark moles, and then I'm gonna use this NYX lip pencil in the shade Peekaboo around my lip, and then I'll put a lip oil over it. Okay guys, I finished my makeup. I just reapplied the lip oil I used in the beginning of the video, and that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if I didn't chit chat enough with you guys, let me know. If you want me to do another one where I really get more into stuff, let me know, because I will definitely do that. Don't forget to give this a like, comment down below any other videos you want to see, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next week for another video, and I love you guys so much. All my social media will be in the description down below. Love you guys.